Good morning, students. Let's begin with quality, our new lesson in Honeycomb. This lesson is written by John Galsworthy. John Galsworthy, as you know, is a Nobel Prize winner. He has won Nobel Prize for Literature in 1932. This lesson, quality, is a plight of an artist. An artist who is a bootmaker. Can a bootmaker be an artist? Of course, he can be if he has the same love, same proud, and same devotion for his work. Then a bootmaker also can be an artist. This lesson describes this artist, the bootmaker. His name is Mr. Gessler. Mr. Gessler is German by birth. He loves to prepare boots. The author met Mr. Gessler when he was very young. He went to his shop with his father. For the first time, he saw the shop and he was really attracted with the look of that shop. The shop was very simple. There was the board Gessler Brothers and some pairs of shoes in the window. Those pairs even were the pairs of order. The next time, when author went to order shoes for himself, he asked Mr. Gessler, "Isn't it a hard job?" Mr. Gessler just laughed and said, "It is an art." That specific German tone was audible in his speaking. The author understood Mr. Gessler's passion for his work. The next time, author describes the character of Mr. Gessler. Whenever author entered Mr. Gessler's shop, he felt as if he is entering in a church. There was that specific smell of leather. And Mr. Gessler always will be with leather or the rack of boots. The author loved this whole environment. In a way, we can say there was an impact of this environment on the author. Author describes the character of Mr. Gessler even. Whenever he would ask, "Can I get boots made from Russian leather?" Mr. Gessler would not speak a single word. He would go inside and bring leather in his hands. He would appreciate the leather in front of the customer. What a beautiful piece! And he would look at the leather only. He would forget the surrounding. This was really something different. Once, only once, the author complained to Mr. Gessler about the boots. Mr. Gessler was not used to these complaints, but he told the author to bring the boots back to his shop and he would try to do something good with those boots. Some boots, he says, are bad from the birth. Next time, when the author went to Mr. Gessler's shop, at that time he was wearing the shoes which he had purchased from another big firm. At that time, for the first time, author heard some bitter words from Mr. Gessler. Mr. Gessler told the author that these big firms do not focus on the quality of their product. They just focus on advertisement. And they are getting the customers of other bootmakers by advertising. This is the only reason that his customers also were decreasing day by day. The author gave him order for some new pairs of shoes. Every time whenever author gave order, the shoes came immediately within 2 or 3 days. But day by day, this skill also somewhere decreased. The next time, when the author went to meet Mr. Gessler, he saw that Mr. Gessler has grown older. He got the news that his elder brother died. But Mr. Gessler did not stop to mourn for his brother. He just said that he made best shoes and he took orders for new shoes again. After getting the delivery of these new shoes, writer went abroad for 1 or 2 years. When he came back, he again went to Mr. Gessler's shop. This time again, Mr. Gessler asked for orders of new shoes, and the author gave him order for new shoes. This order came rather late. Author tried each and every pair of shoes, and they were excellent. The author was satisfied and gave a check to Mr. Gessler, posted it for Mr. Gessler. The next week, when author went in that area, he visited Mr. Gessler's shop. But he did not find the board of Mr. Gessler's shop. He went inside to inquire. There was a British gentleman. He told the author that Mr. Gessler died of starvation. This was a little flowery that a person was drenched in his work, so much so that he did not pay attention to his food. But it was true. Mr. Gessler did not pay attention to his food even. Whatever he earned went on the shop, its rent and leather. Mr. Gessler never compromised with the quality of the boots, and he never took help from others for the making of boots. The British gentleman appreciated Mr. Gessler, saying he was an excellent bootmaker. The author could only say, yes, Mr. Gessler made fine shoes. But the author was really very much sorry for Mr. Gessler's death. I hope you have understood the lesson. If you have any query, you can ask us. Thank you.